Jordan Moore, Jordanmoore.
And you'll look at
Okay, perfect.
And do you go by stage name?
Yes, it's Chill City, but it's the pound sign Chillcity, all one word.
Okay. All right. And you will be a local artist participating in what's the event called?
So the event is from Chill City with Love, the 55th anniversary of the Voters' Rights Act. And what I'm doing is partnering up with the League of Women Voters to really incentivize and encourage the community, the local community, also the nation, to become registered to vote. We're at a very pivotal time right now when it comes to voting and making changes. So we really want to eliminate as many excuses as possible as to where people feel like they don't have the information or they feel like their rights. They don't have certain rights anymore if they've been incarcerated. So we just want to create those resources and offer that education through music.
Wow. So music. Obviously, there'll be a concert. Will there be people there asking questions or addressing questions? Because it's going to be a live event, right?
Yes,
So tell
yes.
me a bit about the format of concert.
So what we've decided to do during the event, we'll have certain instances or a certain designated time to where individuals, if they feel like they want to call in, we'll have individuals there that can take calls, answer questions, just centered around where you can go get registered, um, what aspects as far as rights do you have when it comes to registering, and also providing that education. A lot of people aren't familiar with the Voters' Rights Act, so we also want to create that space to where individuals don't disenfranchise themselves by not participating in voting, something that they have a right to.
Wow. And talk a bit about the musical selection. You mentioned a variety
Yes.
of artists.
Yes. So the concert will consist of hip hop, pop, R&B, country, jazz, and techno, and also spoken word. We just want to create something for everybody, so everybody's familiar with what's going on, and also everybody can tune in and feel like they're not being left out. We'll have myself, Chill City, also Sammy Murray, who's a songwriter, singer, actress, and also Alex Banks, who's a saxophonist.
Wow. So how can people watch this? What account do they have to follow?
Sure. So it'll be on two major platforms, which is Instagram and also Facebook. They can follow me on Instagram at the official Chill City, and also on Facebook at Jordan Chill City More. And also, just to get more information, you can also look at the League of Women Voters
Tennessee Valley.
of Tennessee Valley, the League of Women Voters of Tennessee Valley.
Absolutely. I'm going to pivot over to her. And ask
Okay.
about that shortly too. But do you all have a flyer or anything out yet to advertise the event?
We're getting that out in the next 1 or 2 days after a little bit more discussion to make sure we have everything in place. But that will be available on those two platforms within those 3 pages that I just mentioned.
Okay, so we'll be sure to check it out. Please send us.
Yes, ma'am, I sure will.
We'll more than likely air this today.
Okay.
But as we get closer, we'll reshare because it'll always be on our website because we'll post an article. It'll be a web article. It'll broadcast tonight.
Okay.
There'll be a web article too.
Okay.
So that is always. That's
Nice.
always on our page. Check out social.
Perfect.
Yeah. Was there anything else that I missed?
No, I think we hit it on the nail. The music aspect of it, the purpose, the gift cards. What we'll be doing is also offering raffle prizes, and we really, like I said, we really want to make it as engaging as impossible. So we encourage people to really get registered to vote. We'll have certain questions, maybe some trivia. We'll pick people from the live audience just to give a gift card to, and make it as exciting as possible.
That is super cool. So I know right now that you all are having a flyer. It's in the works. So for now, just to have some video to support the event you all are using, I could just go to your Facebook page and like just get
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
rundown of like okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That would be perfect.
And then I'll do you all's page as well. Absolutely. And this is something that of course you're spearheading and you're partnering with other local organizations.
Yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
yes. So it's myself through Red Cardinal Effect and also through the League of Women Voters of Tennessee Valley. It's funny. I met Kathy Jones of the League of Women Voters of Tennessee Valley officially during the Selma reenactment march that we had here a few months ago, and I was blessed to be one of the speakers that did a spoken word piece on the steps right here during the march, and since the COVID-19 pandemic been happening where people can't go out and enjoy concerts, I've been putting on a show every month live through Facebook and Instagram, and just to offer that, the same good energy, that positive energy that a lot of people are looking for. So I honestly feel that one of the main issues, or not issues, but one of the main ways to really get the ball moving on certain situations is you get local artists involved. You get the social media influencers. You get individuals who have some type of influence that people truly look up to, organized in a unified message to say, hey, I'm such and such. I encourage you to get out and vote. I think a lot of people will be more susceptible to receiving that type of information than somebody just spewing out numbers and statistics and facts. So we want to offer a different approach, and they were open-minded to the idea, and since the process, it has been absolute joy working with the organization.
Kathy Jones, and I am the Voter Services Committee Chair for the League of Women Voters of the Tennessee Valley.
And just to make sure, how do you spell your first name?
Kathy, and then Jones is the last name.
So tell me about your role in this effort that you all are doing. This is pretty cool.
So I am the chair of this committee, and our goal is to register, get people ready to vote, and also there's an education component as well, which we're looking for ways to make people excited about voting, but also make them realize that this is something that is so critical to the success and opportunities that people need to have in their lives. And so with the COVID, it has really changed our entire model, because our this time last year, we were out registering voters at farmers markets, at different events. Last fall, we were going to all the school systems and actually going into the schools to register the students. So now we've been looking for other ways to reach people, and because there's still an election coming up in August here in Huntsville, and then there's an election in November, and July next week the 14th is the runoff and primary runoff. So there's all these elections coming up. Nothing is canceled. We need people to realize that there's elections coming up. They need to get registered to vote. And so when I saw Jordan I guess it was March 1st, I think it was, and it was the reenactment of the Selma Bridge crossing that happened 55 years ago. And what's interesting is that is the spark that finally outraged this country enough to pass the Voting Rights Act. So on August 6th is the 55th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act, which was the catalyst. It removed poll taxes, it removed literacy tests, it gave a lot more federal oversight to elections. And so it was such a significant event, and it just seemed like, this is the time we need to be recognizing the fact that voting is so important. And we're just excited that Jordan is able to do this, and it gave us an audience that we haven't been able. It's not easy to reach younger people. We really need young people to be getting engaged, and I know they are. They're really excited about voting, but I think this is sort of an extra push, and that really, that matches what we're trying to do, and we really appreciate working with him. And he's been a pleasure. I've just enjoyed knowing him. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I was just going to ask you about the demographic, the youth. They've been, even with the protests, they've been out here demonstrating, mobilizing, and of course, as Jordan said, it is a pivotal year because it's not only voting, it's a census, there's so much.
There's a lot happening. Yes, and that's the thing is, if you can, the young people, not the baby boomers, but the millennials, post-millennials, they outnumber baby boomers now, but they don't show up as much as the baby boomers tend to show up. And so if we can get them to start stepping up and taking the leadership roles that they need to take, then this country can become more of what, young people need to make this country into something that they, can trust and believe in. And so this is one step toward that. And that's the thing I was telling somebody, I'm like, these protests, the Black Lives Matter protests, the racism, police brutality, all of this is democracy at work. But if you didn't have the coronavirus, that's the scary part, is the fact that people are getting together, and it makes you worried that people are going to get themselves sick. But when you see what's happening, this is democracy. That's the way this country has change happens.
Wow. And so, with your organization, I know you all are partnership with Jordan, but are you going to be part of the guests who answer questions or provide information?
So we're going to have a phone number that he's going to show, as well as our website, so that people can send us, text us, or email us questions. We're also one of the things we do is photo rights restoration, which is to help disenfranchised people, or even people who think they're disenfranchised that are really not. And so what we'll be giving him is a number, or a phone number, or a link. It's either going to be a URL or a phone number. And so people can reach out to us and say, I need help. I don't think I can register, and then we can help them. Because the league, actually, we have Alicourt access, which is a database that's needed to be able to help people that may have questions. If they've ever committed a felony and they just have questions on whether I can vote or not, we've got people trained who can give them advice, and it's totally free. It's just, and we really want to take the stigma away. There's a lot of people who may be afraid to come forward. They just feel maybe like they shouldn't talk about it. But we see it as almost like a public health crisis, is that people need to be aware that there are ways, not all crimes, not all felonies are moral turpitudes. And they need to know what that list is. And then even if they're on that list, they can still get their rights back if they go through the right steps. So we're looking forward to having this opportunity, and mainly giving a way for them to know how to reach us, and then we can help them after the fact or during the show.
That's a good point about the felonies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many aspects to this, and I feel like that's what he's helped. Jordan is helping us translate this into language that's more interesting and exciting. And, I tend to get off into more geeky talk, nerd talk. And so it's nice when somebody can put it into language that actually would make people take action.